it's Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts, and today I would like to show you how to make one of these beautiful surprise boxes. This is for a girlfriend of mine whose birthday it is on Monday, so I can't obviously put this up before I go to her birthday party, but I wanted to do the video so that I could actually show you the finished product prior to me taking it to her. So I will be doing another one with you today. I won't be decorating it because I don't know who it's going to be for. And I like to keep the decorations very much individualized to the person that I'm giving it to. So this is my surprise box. Now, I did see this online and I have looked and looked and looked to see where I got the original design from. I have changed it slightly, but I can't find it online. So if anyone knows and wants to pop it up underneath, please feel free to do so, because I really have looked and I can't find it. But I love this idea. It's a box, as you can see. I've got my sentiment down there, and it is covered on all sides. And then once you open it up, there we go. It's a surprise box. I've decorated this. Obviously, it is for a girlfriend of mine who is turning 60. What I've done is I've covered all of the surfaces here. I've popped some acetate, the 60 on some acetate there so it stands up. I've used different kind of textures on my decoration here. Entirely up to you what you need to do for your decoration. What I have done is I have put her present in here as well. So she's got some earrings and a necklace there. And I have attached that to the back of it. Now, if I were to do it again, I wouldn't have attached it. I would have attached it with Velcro rather than glue, so that she could have actually taken it out and put it in a jewelry box. But I'd already done it beforehand. So, and of course you've got your happy birthday there. It all folds up very, very neatly with a lovely lid just here. And there we go. And I think it's just a beautiful presentation. It is fairly heavy on papers and cards and cardstock, but it's not the type of card you would give everybody. This particular friend of mine, we've been friends for years and years and years and years, and it is a special birthday for her, so I wanted to do something special. So there we go. I'll pop that aside, and I'm going to go through some very simple things about how to make the box itself. So I'll just pop that up there. The cards that I'm using, or the papers that I'm using today, I'm using a 300 GSM white cardstock for my base. These ones are from a Kaisercraft, what's it called? Australiana. There we go. That's pretty typical for Aussie Cards and Crafts, isn't it? But this is a Kaisercraft one. I don't know whether it's still available, but we're using this one on the inside and that one as well. I think it's that one. Yep, that one and that one on the inside. And then I'm going to be using this one on the outside. So we'll get started and I'll show you how to make it. So we'll pop these aside for the time being. Now, what you will need is you will need a piece of 12 by 12. Now, if you don't have, if you don't have 300 GSM, it doesn't really matter. 250 would be fine because you are putting some other things on top of them. So with my scoreboard, I've got the two sides here. That way, obviously, is the cutting, and this one, if you want a nice straight edge, you just pop it in the other way and you can get a nice, beautiful straight edge on it. So what you need to do here is you need to score this at 4 inches all the way down. And then you score at 8 inches all the way down. Turn it around 90 degrees. Make sure it's popped right up against your straight edge here and up there as well. And do the same again. So you're going to score at 4 inches and 8 inches. Okay. So now if you actually have a look, you have got 9 squares. Okay, they're all 4 inches by 4 inches. Now what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of cutting. So I'll just turn this back over again. And what we need to do is and you can do this with a steel ruler and a sharp blade if you want to, but I'm just as happy doing it in my cutter. So from let me just get my pointer. I think that's going to be easiest. So from this first score line right up the top there, you need to place that on your cutting line and then bring the bottom one just here down on your cutting line as well. So effectively you are cutting this square diagonally in half. Okay, so we'll do like so. Okay, and then you do that on every corner. Okay, so I'll speed up while I do that because otherwise this is going to be a very, very long video. Okay, so as you can see, effectively we have cut the corners, each of these 4 corners off. The next thing you need to do, I'm just going to get rid of this for a moment. I will need it back, but I like to work on my mat rather than the actual scoring board. So you now need to fold these in and burnish them well. Okay, next, as you can see, we now need to fold these corners in. Now, when I saw it on the video, she did it the way I'm going to show you, and I thought to myself, no, let's just measure from there to get there and go halves. But it's such an odd measurement that I thought it was much easier to show you the way she did it. Now, what she did is she basically folded these 2 corners together, so that corner and that corner together, and held it there, pinched down here, right on the corner here, and then laid it flat, and with the scoring tool made that. And that is the easiest way to make your corners. So I'll just go through it one more time. So you're going to fold it in towards the middle of the box, okay, and you're going to bring the 2 corners up together. Then you're going to pinch just down, let's hold that together, and then you just do a light pinch down the bottom, fold it over, making sure that these 2 are together. You can then just by hand do it and then use your bone folder to do it. So I'll do the other 2 and then pretty much the box itself, the base of the box is done. So there we go, we've got now our box that folds in beautifully like so. Now it's all basically it's all decoration. So I'm just going to wipe my mat over there because I think I've got some glitter and things on there that I had from that one there. Okay, so next we now need to do the insides of the box, and we're going to use these 2 here. Now I'm going to use this leaf paper as the main one, and I'm going to use this as a contrast on the corners. On the other side I am going to use this one, okay, and that's going to go on those surfaces. I'm not going to worry, I don't think, unless I might just use a plain red on the actual corners in there. On the black one I didn't worry on the outside because when the box opens you don't actually see very much of it. And because this one was predominantly black, it didn't really make much difference. Might put some red on there though. So for this, what we need to do is we need to do some more cutting. So pop that up there. I'll use this one first. And bringing my cutting board in. Firstly, I will take off this strip just here. So this should make it a 12 by 12 piece. Now, what we now need to do is we now need to do three lots of 3 3/4. So the square just here is 4 inches square, so you go down 1/4 inch. So it's going to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Turn it round the other way, and it's 3 3/4 again. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need 1 2 3 4 5. So we've actually got 6 here, so there's plenty. So we now need to glue these down in place. Okay, now on each of the square pieces here. So we'll do that now. I'll grab my glue. Okay, so I've glued those 4 down. I did go to glue that last one down, and I've decided not to at this stage, although I could always use another piece over the top. What I did with this piece, with this one here, if you have a look, I have actually put, this is done with some acetate. I've put 60 on there. You might want to do a Christmas one and have a Father Christmas coming out of here or something like that. But I've actually stuck the bottom of the acetate underneath that center piece. So I'm thinking maybe I will, maybe I won't. Now I will put it on this time because it's a different card, so I will use it. Okay, so there's our base. You'll notice that there is the 1/8 of an inch around each side. So there's that one. Now, what we now need to do, keep all your scraps for the moment because you just don't know whether you're going to need them or not. I'm now going to cut this one and I'm going to have this in these pieces just here. So I cut it at the same size. If I can find my cutter, where did I put it? Oh, it's right behind me. I've changed my craft room around slightly, so I've got a little bit more room in here now. So once again, make that into your 12-inch. And then you're going to cut these exactly the same. You'll probably only need 2. So you just need 1 strip at 3 3/4. And oopsies, not quite there. If you're wondering why I'm getting daggy edges here, it's because my blade is not very sharp on this. I'm waiting for some new ones to arrive. So sometimes you'll see that I will pick up the scissors and just cut off the daggy edges. Okay, so this is going to be 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Yep. And then this is 3 3/4 inches and 3 3/4 inches. What you then need to do is you then need to cut these in half. Okay, now when you're cutting from a point to a point, I always like to start in the middle, hold it in place, start in the middle, and then come back again. If you go from a corner, quite often you will find that it will damage the corner, especially at the moment with my blade not being that brilliant. So as you can see, I've just got daggy ends here, and if you're watching overseas, daggy is rough in Australian. So once you've got them in half, what you do is you make sure that you put it right up against your solid base there, and you make sure that your point is on your cutting line, and from this time you can go from the top end. Okay, so they will actually fit in here, and it just gives a slight contrast to the main pieces. And you do okay, so I've just tidied those edges up a little bit. As I say, I really am waiting for my a new shipment to come in for some blades from the machine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these down. These will stick in like so. Okay, just it's a slightly smaller border, but yeah, it'll work perfectly. there we go. So you've got the lovely contrast of the greens, and that folds up beautifully. So now what we've got to do is we've got to work on the outside. And as I said before, I think what I will do is I will do some red on these sections here. But first off, I'm going to cover these 4 sections. So I'm not going to cover the bottom piece yet, because I will do probably, I might put a piece of plain red on there, but I will do a sentiment when I decide who this card might be for. So I'll grab my other piece and bring my cutting board in again. And I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. So once again, you go to the same mark, the 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so sorry about that, but I really couldn't put up with all of those daggy ends. So looks like there's one that's not quite the right size there too. They'll be fine. Okay, so now what we do is we pop these on here, 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 and here. Okay, so they're now stuck down, and I have just pulled out a piece of what they call hammer embossed card. And it's a 2-tone card. It's beautiful. It's on my website at www.aussiecardsandcrafts.com.au. I can't tell you off the top of my head how much it is, but it's a nice card. There's lots of different colours. It's in a 280 GSM, and it's a 12 by 12, obviously. So I'm going to now cut these pieces. So that'll be a 3 3/4 inch. 2 of them cut in half, then cut in half again. And you'll see me probably trimming up with the guillotine, because both of my cutters are now blunt. So I'll just pop that over there for the time being. Okay, so there we have it. We have the lovely red on the outside, okay, and as it opens up, you still can see that red in the corners. And then when you open it up, you've got the beautiful green in there. Now, as I said before, I am not going to decorate this, but what I will do is show you now how to make the lid, because that is a really important part as well. So I'll pop that aside. And I will grab another piece of card. Okay, now because our actual box is 4 inches square, we now need to make it 4 1/4 inches. So from there to there, if we were to make it 4 inches, you wouldn't be able to get the lid on nicely. So what we need to do is we need to allow for 4 inches across there, and then 1 inch down either side. So that's 4 1/4 plus 2 inches. So it's 6 1/4 inches square is what we need this piece of card to be. So 6 1/4. 6 1/4. Okay, now what you need to do is you then need to score it at 1 inch on each of the sides. So 1 inch there, making sure it's nice and flush up against your both the top and also the side. 1 inch, 1 inch, and the very last one, 1 inch. So now what you've got is you've got a square within your square. So if you were to close that up and you put that on there, you can see that that fits on quite nicely, okay, within that square. So what we now need to do is we now need to grab our scissors. I don't think I've got mine. Yes, I have. They're just here. So what we need to do is along this score line just here, we need, I'm going to actually show you with a pencil. There's the score line there, okay. What we now need to do is we now need to cut basically just in. So you're actually making this into a tab, and then you're going to cut there as well, just a little bit of a triangle off there. So if you can actually see, I'm going to cut along that line first. So cut along that score line, just up to that first score line there. Then I'm going to take it just a little bit of a tab right up to there, and that's all you're taking out. And on the other side, basically, you're going to do the same. And that will then give you a tab, and it won't come over the side of the lid of your box. So you do that on that side and this side. Then you turn it around and you go that side and that side. Right, so no, I don't seem to have my eraser there. Never mind, you won't see it. So we've got our score lines here. What we need to now do is fold in. Okay, so they're all going to be mountain folds, because they're going to be your lid. And what you need to do is turn your box so that it's the right way up. And what you need to do is put tape on these 4 tabs. Okay, so now all you do is you peel off the top of your red tape. If you have wider red tape, it's much easier, but I actually used up the last of my red tape on the last box I made. So I need to go out this afternoon and get some more. Once you've got the tape off, top of the tape off, you then fold it in, and you make sure that that just there lines up with this fold just here. So line it up like so, and then stick it down. There we go. So it's a nice crisp corner there. And you do that with all of them. Okay, now we go back to our other paper again, and in fact, I've got this a little bit bigger here, and I'm going to cut this down because this is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to do this 4 inches by 4 inches. Okay, so the next pieces you need 4 pieces that are 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so now just a case of sticking this all down. Okay, there we go. So there is our box and our lid. And whatever way you want to decorate that, you can. I'll bring my other one back in here now. This one I chose to put a present on, just some jewellery for my girlfriend. I used balloons and I cut them out and I mounted them on double-sided, not double-sided tape, some foam tape to give them a little bit of height. I put the base of my 60 that is on acetate there underneath. I just cut a slot in there and folded it underneath and stuck it there. And I've got the balloons just stuck flat on there. I didn't use the other tape on that. I've then got my happy birthday just there. On the base, I've got my my sentiment, and on this base obviously you could put your sentiment there as well. Alternatively, you can, if you want, put your sentiment down here. Another one that I had half done, and I'll see if I can find it for you. Yeah, it's here. I had almost finished this, and this was going to be the one for my girlfriend, but then I decided to buy jewellery instead of giving her a gift card. But as you can see, I've actually got a slot there that a gift card will fit in. And I had actually cut out some of these flowers and heat embossed them with some bridal tinsel. And yeah, that was the other one. I haven't had a chance to do the lid for this. I will do it, but that's what I was going to do for that, and I was going to have 60 coming out of here. But once again, I'm going to leave this one. I'll do the lid for it, and I'm going to leave it because these are really spectacular cards and really nice if you've got just a little, a gift card or something like that, and it's somebody that's really special. So there will be a lid for this one, but there isn't at the moment. But that's just measure up. To do that, just measure up your gift card, allow yourself 1/4 of an inch so that it slides in nicely, cut the top out, and then make it about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch bigger than what you actually want it on both sides, and 1/4 of an inch bigger down the bottom so that you can put some tape on and then put it on nicely. So that was that one there. But this is today's one, and I'm really pleased with the outcome of it. I think that once that is decorated, I think that's going to look beautiful, and that's going to be a gorgeous present for somebody at some stage. Obviously, this one is going to be given to the recipient tomorrow, so this is why I can't put it up today. But yeah, I think they're a really beautiful idea. They are relatively heavy on card, but if it's somebody's special birthday, I think really it doesn't matter. Decorate how you like. Yeah, I'm really pleased. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, please just pop them down below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Also, if you are a member of our Facebook site, please, if you make any of these, please pop them up. I really would love to see them and see your decorating ideas as well. The Facebook site is Aussie Cards and Crafts. If you're not a member, just send a friend request in and we'll be more than happy to accept you. Thanks for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to my channel because that really does help me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, I will love you and leave you. Thank you.